All right, John Steenhuisen has some very serious explaining to do for the Stalin move that he just pulled. I mean, this is some serious USSR stuff. That's what we're going to talk about in this episode, so let's get into it.
Hong, hong, hong. My wife, she get it. Yeah.
Did I hear that correctly? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so over the weekend, something very interesting happened.
Breakdown.
So this was posted on the National Department of Agriculture. There's a few pictures of basically ministers and representatives that were at a global forum for food and agriculture, which took place on the 15th to the 18th of January 2025. You can see that at the bottom paragraph, it says Minister Steenhuisen will lead the South African delegation, which includes department officials, Agri-SA, and SAAI, to advocate for the nation's priorities in food security, sustainable agriculture, bioeconomy, and international collaboration. There we go. John Steenhuisen standing there along with Theo De Jager and all that. But then here's where the interesting part comes in. In this document, which was produced by the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform, and Rural Development, something interesting here. Did you guys notice something missing here in this photo? I mean, I just showed you the original photo, right? Notice how I said original photo, implying that this one is doctored. Do you know why? Can you see what's missing? Or more specifically, that someone is missing. Do you see it now? Pay attention to Theo. He's gone.
It's gone.
And before some of you say like, oh no, maybe it was another photo that they took, hold that thought. So I have overlaid both these images on top of each other, okay? Through using Photoshop, okay? So I can show you what happens when I change the opacity in the one. So if we take away the opacity, so if we make this 100, look how it disappeared. And bear in mind, the facial expressions, the positioning of everyone is exactly the same. Everyone knows that if you retake an image, it's not easy to get the exact same expression. So let's do it slowly. Watch carefully as I bring Theo back in. How nobody, not one expression has changed even slightly. There's not one slight movement to the left or the right. Not one hand has changed position. Not one eyebrow has changed position. Not one smile has been made more intense or less intense. This is literally the same photo, and they just erased Theo. This is literally some Stalin bullshit. Now you might be asking yourself, why? Why would John do this? Well, Theo has been very outspoken about the Expropriation Act as of late, since it's been signed, and even before, but he's been more intense since the signing of it. And he's been saying that the government, in fact, has been doing land grabs. He used the Ackerland case as an example. He's also written an open letter to Trump, and we have seen how Steenhuisen has recently softened his fight against the Expropriation Act, and Steenhuisen also doesn't like Trump that much. He wants to go to Trump, though, and show Trump that the Expropriation Act isn't that big of a deal and that it's not what apparently Trump thinks it is. Steenhuisen cannot be seen with someone who speaks the truth. That would be catastrophic, so let's just erase him from history. And what's interesting as well is that I shared a clip of Theo not too long ago, and on social media, people were very upset because they were like, oh, Theo's part of the WEF and the NWO and I don't know what and controlled by I don't know who. But clearly he's not. Because if he was, he wouldn't have been erased from this photo. Maybe they canceled his membership.
Cancelled!
At the time of recording this, John hasn't really said anything, and I think that if he does say something, it'll probably be something like, oh, I don't do the edits of these documents, I don't know, but you're in the agriculture, or you're the Minister of Agriculture. I mean, surely you see the document before you sign it off, and maybe he didn't notice. But what's even more worrying is that perhaps someone in John Steenhuisen's ministry is trying to sabotage him, make him look bad. Although, while this might be true, I think that's not the case, because John has expressed that he no longer wants to work with Theo. Let me put it that way. Not my advisor. Steenhuisen distances himself from controversial farmer Theo De Jager. Controversial. Yeah, anytime you speak the truth, you're labeled as controversial. I'm not going to go through this whole article because it's more of a smear campaign against Theo, and a lot of it's just incorrect, typical left-wing journalism. But this article doesn't help in terms of making John look innocent, because John has openly said that he's going to distance himself from Theo. So he could have saw the photo and said, you know what, guys, let's try and just edit Theo out because I'm supposed to distance myself. Now, why would he do that? Well, I don't think that he hates Theo or anything like that. I just think because of this article that I just showed you about him distancing himself from Theo, he doesn't want to be seen now with Theo because he's worried that there's going to be some kind of backlash from the mainstream media, which is the DA's Achilles heel, because anytime the DA does something, no matter what they do, the mainstream media is going to try and get them, try and make them look bad or smear them. So John being scared of being seen with Theo is just so cowardice. Like, grow some balls, man. You were all there together with other organizations. It can be easily explained that maybe Theo was invited long before you decided to distance yourself from him. I don't know. I'm speculating here. But either way, this doesn't look good for John, because if he is the person that said, let's erase him from history, well, that's a really horrible move to do, and it really makes me question everything we see, not just in South Africa but across the world. And if it is a case that he was trying to save his own ass, well, it backfired heavily, because now everybody's discovered it, and I'm really curious to see what John has to say, even though I know it's probably going to be BS. And again, this just goes to show you that the DA, I don't know, I don't think they're trying to save South Africa anymore. I think they're trying to save the ANC. There, I said it. I said it. I know there's a lot of DA supporters on my channel. They're probably going to be very upset that I said that, but I'm saying you guys need to take a little good long look at the DA and be honest with yourselves that they're not serving the South African people. They said they're going to save South Africa, and they've done everything but. Yeah, okay, fine. They have a few legal challenges around, but we haven't seen much of it. It's almost like they fight enough to kind of make them look good, but the moment the ANC gets upset, or I don't know, gives them a warning, I don't know, they kind of back down or back off just a little bit. So they do it enough to make you think they're fighting, but they're not actually fighting. So all bark and no bite. At least that's the impression I'm getting. But at least Theo is standing up and not taking it lying down, and at least he's speaking the truth. Democratic Alliance, what have you become? I mean, I expect this kind of crap from the ANC, not the DA. But before I go, ladies and gentlemen, please consider becoming a member. It goes a long way to supporting this channel and helping me produce the content that I'm producing now. You get some exclusive perks. If you want to know more details, just click the join button at the bottom of this video. Or if you can't become a member, then consider giving a super thanks. It would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, it goes a long way to supporting the channel. Don't forget to go to the comment section below and let me know what you think about this story. While you're down there, leave a like on this video, share it far and wide, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Got more content coming your way. And with all that being said, thanks for watching. Your newsflash is in.
Why would I call the cops? Somebody broke into my house. That's evidence. That's witnesses. That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with, so I'll take care of it. You silly Billy.